The horrors of the war in the Middle East may be happening half a world away, but the conflict has created deep divisions in almost all aspects of Canadian society and all levels of government, including here at Toronto City Hall. While one group remembers the victims from a year ago and those still in captivity, another urges people not to forget the victims of today. Just as the divisions between the warring factions in the Middle East seem impossible to bridge, the differences between their supporters here at home seems to be deepening.
It is a very emotionally charged issue.
Despite the emotion involved, Toronto City Councillor Brad Bradford says what's needed are stronger voices. What has been the fallout from October 7th when you talk about the politics and what happens in this building?
Well, look, I think there's been a lack of leadership in condemning how Middle East conflict is manifesting on the streets of Toronto.
You've got to represent your members.
This confrontation between Ontario Labour Minister David Piccini and CUPE Ontario President Fred Hahn followed Hahn resharing a controversial video widely considered to be anti-Semitic.
You have to stop hating Jews.
It led to the Premier saying this about Hahn, one of Ontario's major Labour leaders.
He's a disgusting human being anyways.
Hahn has strongly denied all allegations of anti-Semitism. He issued a statement saying the anniversary of October 7th should be used to demand peace and justice in the Middle East.
We will not stop, we will not rest this close!
From the halls of power to the halls of learning. As students lined up for convocation at U of T this spring, protesters were camped out on university grounds. Those opposed to Israel's actions in Gaza said their voices needed to be heard. Jewish students and their families often felt differently.
I have been personally assaulted, punched in the back for holding an Israeli flag while walking near Bloor and Yonge.
People, of course, have a right to protest, but they don't have the right to call for an erasure of people. They don't have the right to call for a genocide. I mean, I never thought I'd be living in the city of Toronto where I would see terrorist flags being paraded and marching down Bloor Street.
Just as the prospect for peace seems distant in the Middle East, so too does any middle ground for opposing sides here at home. For major organizations in this country, the best course of action for some is to say nothing at all. One telling me today it doesn't matter what they say, they'd be criticized from all sides. Alan Carter, City News.